Hugh Mundell wrote and sang the opening verses of Day of Judgment when he was just 14 years old. The words hit hard. A 1-2 punch to capitalism and the vampire of Babylon. A blessed singer at best, a blessed child. Because of his gift, he was pure and true. What came to many Jamaican vocalists through years and years of relentless vocal rehearsal came to this blessed youth like the sunrise that greets every day. Almost as if he was divinely ordained to deliver the message. Like those who came before him, Marley, Garvey, Malcolm, this prophet and poet of the black struggle was given little time to deliver his message in this realm. However, he used every second, every minute, every hour of that time to speak directly and unapologetically to the injustices of this world. While he was not the greatest singer or songwriter of his time, he was, without a doubt, the best messenger, capable of delivering job message with an ease, efficiency, and sincerity that we haven't seen since. This video is a dread review on Hugh Mundell's Locks, so let's get into it. Was a Jamaican reggae singer and songwriter born June 14th, 1962, Kingston, Jamaica. He died 1980. He died a pretty young man. Hugh Mundell, 1962 to 1983. He was only 21 at the age of death. That is crazy. He was still so young when he died. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, let's look at his locks and see what the hell is really going on here with his locks. This is the photo I most recognize Hugh Mundell by. Freeform locks of the very thin kind. His locks resembled that of, retwists or interlocks, but we know that they weren't because the new growth coming in has over an inch of new growth, an inch of fresh hair that hasn't been manipulated. Now, he was a stylish kid, dressed more proper than a lot of adults I see these days, including myself. I'm very impressed at how thin his locks actually came in. For them being freeforms, it's actually kind of a rarity for freeform locks to start growing so thin like this. Meaning that he had a lot of locks on his head, very plentiful. Interesting though, he didn't really wear tams, but the berets were something of choice here. Top hats, very well put together. These are the words from Mr. Mundell himself. From I'm a youth, very young, I say I love to sing. Do some singing out there. I used to love singing from a youth, and my father loved singing. My mother sing and wash. More time, me used to pick up the habit. Not really the habit, the vibration of singing. I used to take in some stage shows and say, oh boy, one day I like that. So I have the mic in front of an audience and let them know what's going down. When I start going to school now, high school, I start to write my own lyrics. I used to sing my own lyrics. I used to write and used to sing in what them call a soul way. But when I really check in, that wasn't the right way. I say, boy, me come from Jamaica. Me shoulda really make long time reggae music, cultural music, my own yard music. Also, among Pablo, started jamming little reggae and thing. I say that is the kind of music I really have to go into. During one of his first visits at Joe Gibbs' studio, Mundell had a chance to run in with the devout Rastafarian and dub maestro Augustus Pablo. Link in the description for his dread review as well. Pablo stepped up to defend Mundell one day. At one of the sessions, a musician commented that Mundell should leave the studio and come back when he hits puberty. It's this sort of hazing that occurs regularly in the studio. However, Pablo is unimpressed. Pablo's gesture cements a friendship that will alter the course of Mundell's personal, spiritual, and professional life forever and place him among the true elite Jamaican artists of the golden age of reggae. He actually kind of resembles Bob Marley a bit right there. Lil Tecca, maybe? Lil Tecca is the reincarnation of Hugh Mundell. I haven't really heard much music from Hugh, so this is where my journey will begin, listening to his music. That is one of the best parts of doing Dread reviews, is finding the discographies after the fact. This photo here looking rather cool. I like the dreadlock beads that he's got in his hair, the red, green, and gold. Very subtle. Got rings on every finger, the chain of Africa pendants. We never see him with his hair up or pulled back, always wearing it in a natural manner. You know, sometimes with a beret, sometimes with a bead, a single bead in there, might I add you. Seems to be one of the most popular photos of him here, in the top hat, the corduroy blazer. I mean, when he was young, he was young even at his death. The photo on that album cover actually shows us his locks in an earlier stage. Black Man's Foundation. We got the Arise album showing us that same dreadlock bead. We can see that his hair is actually changing colors from the sun, and there are some congos happening, going from 2 tails to 1 tail on the locks, if that makes any sense. Africa Must Be Free by 1983. Damn, and that's the year that he died. This is his last album cover. His hair looking really free-formed in this photo. Shot with the top hat. So again, he wasn't a fan of the Tams, but he's like, I'm gonna rock a different hat with my locks. 1 single dread bead representing those Rasta colors. Hugh Mundell and Augustus Pablo, R.I.P. Just the first glimpse of his music there, I'm already in love with it. His voice sounds amazing. I guess I'll leave it here. Let me know which Hugh Mundell album or song you love the most. This is some roots rock reggae here at its finest. You know, R.I.P. to Mundell, R.I.P. to Mr. Pablo as well. As I seen here, they were brethrens, collaborators, and it's sad to see that people pass at such young ages when they have so much potential. But I'm gonna end this video here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. The actuality of this whole thing, when it comes down to being killed too very soon, Mundell was murdered. What had happened was he had found somebody on his property going through his house, basically breaking and entering and stealing his possessions in the house. And he confronted this individual in the street and somehow managed to persuade him to go to the police station with him to turn himself in for the crime he committed. So the police were holding this guy in custody because they had already known of him being a burglar in the past. Now, while this man was in custody, Mundell apparently was in another neighborhood where the burglar was from, driving a car with his girlfriend and Junior Reed in the back seat. In this neighborhood was the brother of the burglar that he had detained. And this man was not happy that Mundell had sent his brother to jail. Mundell was confronted by this man, saying that the brother will not get released until Mundell gets his stuff back. But this man wasn't having that and basically said to Mundell, I can't let you leave until my brother gets back. Mundell tries to drive off, and this is when a gun was pulled out and fired directly into the car, hitting Mundell in the head. Junior Reed in the back seat ducked and played dead and ran out when everything kind of calmed down, and this was the last time that Mundell was seen alive. And it's crazy to think that Junior Reed was in the car when it happened. It's crazy to think that.